The majority of this chapter does focus on the Franky and Fukuro fights, but there's also some added little caveats and bonuses that make it an even better chapter.
One Piece, Chapter 404, Franky versus Fukuro.
Oh, so much fun. So good how everything's bleeding over into the next fight and everything. Well, hello, my brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, here to bring you another review on the awesome and action-filled and thrilling tale of One Piece. Our last chapter saw a lot of the fight, of course, focusing on, on the fight that was going on between Kumadori and Nami. Obviously, they kind of switched partners as far as Sanji got beat up by Khalifa. Nami is now going to be fighting Khalifa while Sanji is, I guess, recovering. And of course, Chopper is fighting Kumadori, the dude with that likes to quote like Romeo and Juliet type literature, thee, thou, thou'st. And the chapter wound up ending. It was pretty cool with us seeing a new move. Well, not seeing, hearing about a new move from Luffy, Gear 3rd, and it happening kind of off camera, so to speak. But he wound up blasting open some doors. But at the end of the chapter, he's a kid. I don't know what the deal is. So that's where the chapter left off. That's right where the chapter picks up, and actually we see Luffy, and it's kind of cool because as he's going and walking down this hallway, all of a sudden he just, like, through a couple of panels gets bigger again, and he's like, oh, okay, now I'm fine again. He's like, all right, Robin, here I come. Then it goes and it shows us further down the tunnel or closer to the Gates of Justice. It shows us Lucci and Spandam, and of course Robin, and Spandam's like, hey, did you hear that loud boom? I wonder what that was, you know? And Lucci says, maybe somebody blew open those doors. He's like, are you kidding? Those are solid steel. Besides, nobody could find this place. And Luffy's like, yeah, but that kid and that other thing, they saw us come down here. And he's like, what? Why didn't you tell me? You know, why didn't you kill them? And he's like, you didn't give me the order. And I love that shit, man. Lucci's just such a punk. You didn't give me the order, you know? You wanted me to listen to your orders, right? And he's like, are you a moron? That's a decision you can make on your own, you know? Nonetheless, though, that was kind of the cool check-in, I guess, you'd get with them. The rest of the chapter winds up taking place actually towards the pantry. We were back from a few chapters ago, the Franky and Fukuro fight. And it's funny because he's kind of dodging and moving out of the way of a lot of Franky's punches. And we know that Franky was trying to get to the pantry initially so he could juice himself up on the cola and be like, super, you know? And so anyway, as they're fighting, first he starts making fun of Fukuro for dodging him and kind of basically being a pussy, you know? And then they wind up going and starting to come at each other with punches, and it's great because Fukuro's like, I'm going to use my finger pistol modified technique where I use my fist and it fires as fast as the finger pistol. It's called Solid Beast, you know? So he's like, boom, Solid Beast, you know, and just rocks Franky. And Franky's like, yeah, it hardly even hurt, you know? And then he's just, boom, hits him with his solid hammer, you know, I think is the name of his move or whatever, you know. And it's funny because they just start trading blows, but they're making fun of each other as they're trading blows, and it winds up, it starts out with just like, oh, that's the best you got, and then it winds up like them degrading each other, you know, like, you hit like a woman, you hit like an old man, you hit like a woman, and then somebody calls somebody a pansy, he's like, that's it, nobody calls me panties, and he's like, panties, panties, panties. So as these two are beating the shit out of each other, Franky goes and winds up, obviously he's running low on power over here, but he goes and he sees this refrigerator. They're in the pantry now, finally, you know, and just giant fridge that he sees, and he's like, oh, great, and he's going over to the fridge to get to the fridge, and all of a sudden, the wall starts cracking. He's like, what the hell? And all of a sudden, Chopper and Kumadori come flying through the wall, and Kumadori's going to kind of charge up to try to do one of his moves, right? And Chopper goes and boom, just nails and nails the door of the fridge and actually closes and locks him in the fridge, right? Well, we know obviously that we got to get the cola from the fridge to help Franky out, you know. And Chopper's talking about how he used his rumble ball too soon, his 3 minutes were up, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Franky's just like, oh, hey, it's the gorilla. And as this goes on for a little while and he keeps calling Chopper a gorilla, Chopper's like, I'm not a gorilla, what the hell's wrong with you? And he's like, I'm still mad at you for having Usopp go because of Usopp leaving the crew. And he's like, he's still with you. What the hell? You know, he's like, well, we got bigger fish to fry over here. We got bigger things to think about. I need some cola from that fridge over there, Gorilla. Maybe you could get that for me, and I'll take care of these guys real quick, you know? So Chopper's like, all right, I can open it up for just, 1 second or whatever, and we get, oh, it's open, the door is opening, you know? And he winds up he closes it back up, locks him in there, and he's like, here, I got it, and he tosses Franky something, Franky drinks it down, and then he comes up to Jabra, and he's like, that's it, because Jabra's like, cola's not going to make you any stronger, no, I'm sorry, Fukuro, not Jabra. Fukuro's like, cola's not going to make you any stronger, and Franky's just like, yeah, vegetable punch, and he's like, what the hell? Chopper had thrown him some vegetable juice, gave him some V8. He's like, what the hell? I thought you were thirsty, And he's like, no, I need cola. And Chopper's like, what is it with cola? Whatever, here. He throws him something else, So Franky goes and drinks that down. Next thing you know, he's sitting there with his legs crossed, and he's just like, we should sit down over here, and we should have some tea time. It's tea. So he obviously gave him some tea, and then he's like, damn it, reindeer! I told you I needed colon, but wipe that, hey, what else can I give him look off of your face, Like, what else can I have him drink and see him do funny shit with it? Just get me the cola. So Chopper winds up finally throwing him and getting him the cola, And Franky goes and he drinks up his cola or puts him inside of him, however he does it, I think he puts him inside his little cola fridge, or maybe he drinks one, or maybe they just siphon into him, I don't know. But all of a sudden, he winds up coming out, and it's actually pretty cool, because after he goes and finally gets the charge up, and the thing that's great about this is the way the fights bleed into one another. I really, really like that, how, one guy's fighting another guy, and now, this guy's fighting into this guy, this battle's gone to this one's switching partners, it makes it real fun and interesting, and it's something different. It's something that we haven't really seen, at least in this series anyway, anything of this magnitude going on, and it makes you feel like everything's happening at the same time, and it's all intertwined. So very, very cool stuff. But anyway, as he winds up going and coming at it, and all of a sudden you just see, it's great, you see the tower, Tower of Law over there, and just like lightning coming around and everything. He's just like, super! And that's what I picture anyway. So anyway, he's just like, yeah, Cola's not going to go and charge up. It's not going to do anything. And he winds up coming at him, and he's just, bam, boom, hammer, and then he starts nailing him, Wow, that's amazing. Sorry about that. You were right. My punches up till now were real wimpy. And actually, I can't wait to see see and hear how he actually talks in the anime. We're almost at that part, so where he gets introduced and whatnot. So I'll be able to have a better idea, and maybe I'll be able to imitate him in a little bit of a more comical manner, or more true to his actual anime partner self, But anyway, I still picture me like, super! What the hell? Why did you give me vegetable juice? What's with the gorilla? Anyways, that's how the chapter ends off over there. And I guess my chapter question for you, brothers and sisters, is really, because you can talk about the fights and what's going on and everybody else and that sort of thing. But what I'd like to know, because we did sort of find out about it off camera, and hopefully we'll actually see it again soon, is what are your thoughts on Gear 3rd, for Luffy? Obviously, he used this move. We didn't actually see what it was. It caused some kind of huge explosion or some kind of explosive power that was able to just devastatingly smash open these steel doors. But then he was like a small child afterwards at the end of the chapter and into this one. I don't know if that was for like 10 seconds or like 2 minutes or what. But what are your thoughts on Gear 3rd and what we've seen so far? And of course, what you can tell me about it without spoiling me. Leave your answer to that question in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button if you should think that I deserve it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We'll look forward to catching all of you in the next one, nation.
Do you like sexy secretaries? If you do, remember to subscribe to my other channels and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and maybe you'll see more sexy secretaries.